Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing the predicted 11 ahead of our game against Miami on Wednesday. Now, the match preview is going to take the form of the podcast I've just done with Battered Heron, so you can head over to there and see the podcast talking about the game ahead of the game on Wednesday. And it'll be a collaborative post, so hopefully it'll also appear in my content too, so it should be easy for you guys to find. But in this video, I just want to talk about the predicted 11, who I think is going to start this game, where the matchups are, the difficulties could be, and just get an idea of who we think might start. Honestly, it's a tough one to predict how we're going to play. I think BJ's done a really good job of mixing things up this year, changing who we're playing. We saw a bunch of players rested at the weekend. Does that mean that the players that played aren't going to play in this game? Or does it mean that we're just kind of try and balance the load among the different players and we're going to see our best team? In all honesty, I think we're going to see probably our best team as much as possible, with maybe a change or two, I'm not sure. Let's see as we go through. But let me know your thoughts on the predicted 11 in the comments as we go through, who you think is going to be starting this game and who you think is going to be missing out and going to be on the bench. So I'm going to start with just switching us over to the tactical board. And here we go. We've got the players that we saw play at the weekend. So this is the team that started at the weekend against Columbus Crew. Of course, managed to get that good win there whilst resting this, a large number of players. But let's have a look at this and see who we think is going to play. So I think starting in goal, undoubtedly, Brian Schwacke continues in goal. We haven't lost with him there. Hopefully that continues after this game on Wednesday. It's a big game. Miami fans are feeling pretty confident going into this one. But I think he's got a great record. We've done well with him in goal so far this year. And I just hope he can bring us, that continued form, that continued streak that he's on. And we can really make a difference on Wednesday night. So yeah, Schwacke starts in goal for me. Right back is an interesting one. Of course, you kind of have 2 or 3 options that we've seen there this year between Bauer, maybe Jordan Knight a bit in preseason, and Andy Nahar. Now for me, I think we're not going to see Bauer. Depends how we want to play. If we want to play defensively and kind of see the game out and then maybe bring players on to impact the game a bit like we did at the weekend, then maybe Bauer starts, because I think defensively he's, maybe the better choice of our right backs. But I think we're going to need a player that can contribute in attack. I'd like to see us go for this game. And so I'm going to choose Andy Nahar as our right back for this game. It was his birthday, I believe, today. So happy birthday, Andy. And let's hope that age is still on your side and you can help us out with this one tomorrow or Wednesday night. All right, next we're going to go to centre-back. Now, Jack Mayer, I thought, came in and did a really good job at the weekend. Definitely wasn't disappointed with his performance. In fact, I thought he was one of the best players on the field. But I do think the combination of Palacios and Welegi is a little bit stronger. They look a little bit more confident together, and I think they kind of have this kind of brotherhood thing going on as centre-backs more than this kind of combination did. It just looked at times where these guys, they weren't as comfortable playing together. So Welegi and Palacios have been great starting centre-backs for me. They've looked really good together. They just complement each other so well. And so I think I'm going to choose Palacios there. Again, as I mentioned, because of that, I think Welegi is also going to be playing. I don't want to see him come out of this. He has played a lot of game time, but I think he's got it in the legs. I think he has the fitness. He is younger than Palacios. And hopefully all the sports science says that this is fine and he's good to go, because I wouldn't want to miss him in this game. I think he's been huge for us so far and changed the way that we play significantly. So Welegi definitely plays for me. Keeping Messi quiet, covering when Bertarame makes a run through with his little bit more pace. And I think we're going to be okay if he's in there. Next, we have left back. Now, Reed Baker Whiting played in the first game. The question is, are we going to see him again after his little bit of injury? He has a little bit of an injury on his ankle. There were doubts. I think if he's available, do I think we start him? Lovitz would be good in terms of the pressure, the experience. But if he's not, let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments. I want to see Reed Baker Whiting, but there are elements that suggest to me that it would be pretty good to see Lovitz play too. We could do, as I said, that defensive thing. Maybe we see a Bauer or a Lovitz start. And then if we're looking like we can do something with this game, we maybe bring on a Reed Baker Whiting for the attacking element. If he's not injured, though, I think I'd like to see him play. I'd like us to go for this game to start with and then hold on, rather than have to maybe push it to the last minute, perhaps. So yeah, Reed Baker Whiting starts for me. Good performance last time out. Really looked good. very defensively aware, more than I'd seen him before. Good job of heading, clearances, those kind of things I've seen him misread before, and also seen him misreading kind of the highlight reels that you see of him. Just doesn't look that confident, but looked really good with that in the first game. So, and a big tackle on Allende, which I really enjoyed, which I think is where he picked up his ankle knock, to be fair. But yeah, looking good. So yeah, he starts for me. Next, we have our midfield. Now, a little bit of a debate here about whether we're going to play with this kind of three. You know, the shape changes a lot, and it seems if certain players are on the field, we play this shape. I think the first player that you can't deny needs to be in this picture right here is Yazbek. No matter what, Yazbek starts on that right-hand side of the midfield, that right channel that he loves running into. He looks so good when he gets into that channel up here, runs up into this kind of path. Oh, I've dropped out. Into this kind of area here. When he's running into this area, he looks really good. Breaking the lines, even getting in here and then making those crosses back. So for me, he's got to start, and he plays really well in there. So good performances from him recently, and I think we're going to see another one. He changed the game, actually, in the Columbus game to some extent. So I'm hoping for more of that, to be honest with you. In the midfield, again, in the centre, or does it mean, you know, the other guy? There's so much interchange in here. Acosta, I don't think is the man. He's been a good player for us, and I think he's come on and done a good job at times, but he looked a bit disappointing at the weekend. I think he was disappointed himself with his performance. So probably not the most informed man. Could see him maybe coming on to shield a game, see it out. He did that well in the playoffs last season in our win. But I'm going to switch him out. And I am going to go with that player that we all know and love, Eddie Tagzeth. Norwegian nuisance, the intensity, the attack, the kind of press is the thing that he's probably best known for, isn't it, really? And honestly, with him versus Messi, he frustrates Messi a lot, it seems. Messi even running back, making a big slide tackle. And there's a part of me that feels like maybe we don't want to play him if he's going to irritate Messi and kind of make Messi want to play harder. But I think the energy he brings in the midfield is so much more important than that. And hopefully we can see some discipline from him. That balance of being aggressive, making tackles, but also being smart with it. He's got to be smart, not over-commit to challenges and start picking up yellows, because then we're in trouble already. We need him to be on his game, but be disciplined, which is something we haven't seen from him a lot, especially when he's given this role of being a bit more defensive, making those pressing runs and really trying to press on the ball. We need to see that from him in this game. We need that clarity in what he's doing and being really good in his decision making ahead of making each challenge. Now we have some kind of questions come up here in terms of maybe we have Yazbek and Tagzeth sitting there, which is quite often how we do set up, to be honest with you. Now, do we want to play a Hani in here, or are we going to play this kind of shape that we see in defence a lot more, where we have maybe a Mwil or someone out on this left-hand side as a 3? It's a big decision, to be honest with you. Do we want to see this kind of robustness and this energy in here, or do we want the kind of attacking flow when we have Madrigal and Hani plays more in here? I think we should start with more balance, to be honest with you. So I'm going to suggest that we play Mwil in here in the midfield. And as I say, it doesn't really end up turning out like this. He ends up coming out here when we're in attack. And Madrigal would come in here and be the Hani role. So it doesn't make that much of a difference how I've got them laid out, because we play so different in different phases of play. But one player has to miss out. And I think it's going to be Madrigal for Hani. So let's just do that for our midfield. All right, so you're going to see us kind of line up like this when we're in attack a little bit more. Will comes out here, Eddie's in here, Yazbek's in there. I think that's kind of what I would like to see to start off this game. Will is more defensively intent and intensive. He does have a little bit more of that knack and acknowledgement of his defensive role, and he is more experienced. And I think experience is going to be big going to a big away game like this. The away element is big, I think, here, and not having any home fans, a Miami team that's got big expectations, I think maybe the experience of Will could pay off here. So I'd like that experience in this team. So he's going to start out there on the left for me. Then that leaves 2 other players to make decisions on. Kasim, been playing all right recently, but I think I'm going to, of course, change him out for Espinoza. Undoubtedly one of our best players. He looked really good in this first game, looked like he was really challenging Miami, did a really good job against Noah Allen in this left-back role. And so I want to see Espinoza again in that same battle and see if he can come out on top again. I think he did, to be honest with you. We just didn't really finish our chances in that first game. But that was our out ball, was Espinoza and running down the channel. So I want to see more of that, and he gets that starting spot for me. And then, of course, we can't start this game without Sam Surridge, ultimately. Unless you have, no choice, Sam Surridge is going to be starting in this Nashville side. Poacher, instinctive. We just need to see a little bit more of that instinctive finishing, and try and actually get those goals over the line. We were so close in this first game. It's a shame that we didn't manage to do it. And I think it's just really important that we finish our chances when they come up in this game. They're going to have to be snatched probably at times. And I think if someone's going to do that, Sam Surridge is the man you want to be doing that. So I think that's the team that I'd like to see. Of course, this wheel option is a debatable one with Madrigal, but I think the experience is more necessary there. Baker Whiting again, could be Lovitz. We'll see. But he had a really good first game. I'd like to see more of that from him. The only argument to say, one thing to say here is that both of these players would probably naturally want to cut in. And does that limit our kind of width on the left-hand side, both being right-footed players? They both, Baker Whiting's good with his left foot. He looks pretty two-footed a lot of the time, but he is naturally going to want to come inside, play with that right foot. And that could be one thing. Maybe interesting to see if BJ does that, and if there is that option, or if it's pretty much when Wheel plays, he's cutting inside as an inside forward, and Lovitz goes down the outside. But something I hadn't considered. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments, because we've pretty much mostly seen them play together this season, I believe. Champions Cup, you could argue. I think Wheel played there with Baker Whiting. Yeah, interesting, something to think about. Is that worth it? Is it necessary to have that wide left-footed player out there? But yeah, that's my predicted 11. Key areas are going to be these guys in here, just making sure that those runs from deep, from DePaul, maybe Segovia if he plays in there rather than wide, which was kind of crazy in the first game. They're just going to be on the game watching that. And of course, the Messi run. Messi's going to fall into spaces, needs to be picked up. I think that is one thing when Wheel can come in and defend really well in here. He's very comfortable in this area, of course, having played in fullback areas before. So he is going to be comfortable in doing that. And I can see this team sitting better as a low block if we had to be honest with you. If we have to sit and do this, which is one of the ways that Miami have lost games, particularly at AFC, for instance, I can see this being a really great 4-4-2. Maybe we even switch Lovitz out into this position for Baker Whiting if we need to hold on to a result, because I feel like that's a very difficult team to break down. Maybe Corcoran comes in for Tagzeth if we were in that position, trying to just hold on to a win. Or an Acosta, as I mentioned, a lot more solid, experienced players. I feel like that could be a team that could see the game out. And of course, that is an option. We could run this game to no extra time and then try and win it on penalties, but I think that's the more difficult way to go about it, isn't it? I think we want to try and grab a goal, then maybe sit. You never know, BJ could play this game differently. He could try and just sit for the first half. You've seen big managers do that in big games, big cup finals type game, and then wait for the opposition to push a little hard and win on the counter. Do I see Nashville playing like that? I'm not sure. I think BJ's shown a good adaptability in terms of how he's willing to play in different styles this season, and he is willing to, have Schwacke kick the ball to Espinoza rather than play out of the back against Miami. But do we see us trying to play on the counter solely? I'm not sure. If we do, maybe a Jordan Knight comes on, gives us that pace on the outside, or Mohamed has played well, but he played at Huntsville the weekend. It's unlikely we're going to see him. But I think this team could do the job in the defensive side. It's just a case of, can we grab that goal? Can we finish? And how intense are we going to be coming out of the gate? Are we going to go and attack them? Or are we going to kind of play this game in, sit in a mid-block, and then wait for our opportunities? It's really hard to know, and it's going to be exciting to watch. So that is my predicted 11. Let me know your thoughts on this 11 in the comments. Let me know who you think you'd like to see in this game. Of course, it's a huge game on Wednesday. I think we need to see a result from Nashville here. I think the guys can finish it. It's just a case of, are they up for it? Do they want it enough? I think these guys do want it. I think we've seen a lot from this team. I think this is the easiest route to a trophy. And we need to be getting this big team out of the way and putting a handle on that trophy. Is it going to be tough? Yes. But I think we have an advantage in that they have no away goals. And I do think our defence is the best that we've seen in recent times. I think this defence has not really conceded a lot. Conceded silly goals, but when it's actually been focused and switched on, it hasn't really conceded. So if we can focus, stay concentrated, and maybe see that lineup that I showed at the end, maybe to see the game out, I think we could do this, and I'm excited to hopefully see us do this. So don't forget, you can watch the live stream on Wednesday here on YouTube. We'll be here doing the live stream, me and Rachel, and you'll also see us on TikTok as well, so you can tune in both those places. But we'll see you on Wednesday night for the game. Come on, you boys in gold. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.